Shalom and welcome.
Welcome.
Once again, Shelli, my daughter Shelli. I'm Billye Brim. Welcome to the Prophetic Witness, and we are broadcasting from Collinsville, Oklahoma, where you grew up.
Yes, right. This beautiful new sanctuary. It's absolutely gorgeous. And my brother and sister in love, Chip and Candace Brim, are the pastors. And if you're ever looking for a church, we recommend coming here.
Yes,
it's
and
wonderful.
You can watch them online too. Just powerful
Yes.
things the Lord's giving them. Today we're going to talk about our having gone to Israel and been there during the war. October 7, the horror came. That's what we're going to be looking at. We're going to see lots of photos that we took on our trip. I organized this tour to go in December because we were coming up out of the ground with our project, Migdal Arbel. Go back to our first March lesson, and you can even see it, a video on it, and hear my testimony. And so I wanted to take our partners, be the first time any of them saw it actually building. And so we set the dates, and it turned out to be right in the middle of the war. So we started out with 90 people. Some canceled, but others joined, and we had 63 unafraid folks. So today we're going to show you some things from that Solidarity Tour. We changed it from a Hanukkah tour. We named it a Solidarity Tour. We named it the Am Israel Chai. Am is the nation, Israel, Chai lives. And so we had our buses. Number 16 will show you our bus, and with the drivers and guide. And then number 15, PW 15, is going to show you the sign, which actually says, as we drove all through the land of Israel, through the war zone, through the people, 300,000 people who have been dispersed from their homes, we drove up, and here we were. They hugged us, they kissed us. We were the only Christian tour group there at the time. Now, October 7, we've spoken of it. We're going to see more about it, but the atrocity as the terrorists broke through, it hurt Israel in many ways, and one is their economy and their food supply. In the fields, all the farmers' helpers, and most of them were from Thailand, and they fled. When the war came, all the foreign workers that were working in the fields fled. So now fruit is rotting, food is rotting in the fields, and so they're asking people to come and help them, and we did that. So I'm going to turn around here and watch with you our buses at the farm, PW 26. These are our buses rolled in with all the helpers and the workers, PW number 26. And they're standing there. They're getting their orders from the farmer what to do. They're going to weed. He needed them to pull weeds. Isn't that exciting? And so they hopped on number 27, PW 27. The group hopped on these transportations, and it was it was led by a tractor, and they rode into the fields. Number 28, you can see them riding into the fields and getting into the field itself. And number 29, PW 29, there they are weeding. Number 30, and there they are again. They're pulling weeds. Isn't that fun? And number 32, I thought you'd for sure want to see this one. She decided to get off her knees and sit down and pull the weeds.
Yes.
And then when we finished, it was my birthday, and we went back to the farm building, and they gave me a surprise birthday party, PW number 33. So I was so thrilled and happy, and there we are on this farm, and they're singing happy birthday, Hayom Yom Haledet, today is the day of your birth, and had a birthday party. Isn't that great? Bless the Lord. I was there for my birthday, I was there for Christmas, and we were there, Shelli and I, and we were there for New Year's. Now, we're going to take you to, we went 2 days. We went once, and then we went back again to Kibbutz Be'eri. I want to show number 12. This is FW 12. This is the Gaza Strip. Now, the Gaza Strip is a small area on the map here. It's on the Mediterranean Sea. It's bordered down here by Egypt. This is the ancient land of the Philistines. And it's 4 miles wide in its narrow part, about 7 in its full part. Now, these are settlements. And these are like near Oz. These are places that were hit. Here's Be'eri. We're going to be in Billye. The things I'm going to show you happen in Billye. This is a short distance. They broke through all across these borders. Nahal Oz.
The terrorists did.
Yeah, Nahal Oz. The terrorists broke through on October the 7th, which was the high holy day. It was the day that Jesus actually was saying, "Come unto me, all you that labor and have heavy and have rest." And so
it's the day, Simchat Torah.
Simchat Torah, the day they celebrate the
Rejoicing
giving of
over
the
the
word. And it was 6:30 in the morning, and they struck. I want you to see in Billye, number 46, FW 46. This is in the city where we were. They would throw grenades into the houses. They would burn the houses. They often would tie up the people. They tied up whole families together. A father was tied up, wired together with his arms around his family, and they were burned alive. They had two like little pyramids of 10 children and babies, and they had wired them up and burned them alive. This is satanic. We told you it's satanic. These people were absolutely embodied Satan himself. Number 47, did I give you that one? And this is, of course, another party. It was a beautiful community, FW 48. It was on the seaside, and then number 49. You can see from FW 49, you see they had flowers. It was beautiful. And these were the peace-loving people.
And this guy was born there and raised in this community.
Yes, and I think his grandfather founded it or something. And so we're getting this from a man who lived there, a man who saw what happened. Was he the one who told us that his fiancée said to kill her?
No.
No, that was another one. One of them, their fiancé, was in there, and she told him, "Kill me. I don't want to be captured by the terrorists," because she knew what happened. The rapes were horrid, the way that they mutilated and treated the women. Now, in this community, we went into the kitchen of this house, number 52, and it was morning, you know, and we found coffee pots, and here's the cook stove, the range.
Here's the dishwasher. You see a dish.
Oh, yeah, there are the dishes
And
in
here's
the dishwasher.
the range.
Okay.
And I won't say it because this is the family show, but let's just say that they used their ovens. The terrorists used the ovens to kill family members.
Little ones. Number 53, that's another house. And now we're going to go into a safe room.
Now, what is a safe room?
A safe room is a place where every house was required to have them, and they're safe from missile attacks. But nobody ever thought that they would have to be safe from AK-47s, you know, and terrorists shooting through the doors. You couldn't even lock the doors. And so this is a safe room, all in this family's house that we went to, number 62. The safe rooms were made, you can see, so that they could sleep in them, because they were going to get an air raid. You know, here come the missiles, so go to your safe room. So the families would go into there, and this family in this house, it was a father, a mother, and
grandmother.
And a father,
13.
mother, grandmother. Anyway, there were 6 or 7 of them in there. You see that cell phone? Later on, you're going to hear what we were hearing on that cell phone. He's going to play what's on that cell phone that was made in this room. They were a shooting gallery, sitting ducks. Number 65, the terrorists were firing through the doors. The only door. They were firing through the windows, number 72 and 75. They were firing automatic weapons through 72.
And throwing grenades.
And throwing grenades. And they're just people in here. And this one, it was just firing at that time. And so they were firing through there. In this one, this family that we're telling you about, father, mother, children, and a grandmother, here's their children's toys, because the kids would go in there and play if they're going to have to be away from the bomb. But there are bullets. You see bullets in the wall? And a painting, number 67. One of the kids had been working on this painting. Now, you saw that cell phone. While we're in here, he takes that cell phone and he plays for us. They're shooting at her and her family.
You can hear
He plays for us a cell call she made to friends calling out for help. Friends and family members. She had no idea that they were in the same situation that she was in. And she whispers so that the terrorists can't hear her. So we're going to take you through. She talks about her mother being killed. She talks about trying to staunch the blood in her father. And the last part of this she made with having been shot 6 times in her legs.
3 times in each leg.
So just listen.
She communicate with her families outside, and we will translate everything, okay?
So she's texting.
Voice messaging.
Voice message.
We love you. Dad and Carmel are injured. Call for help immediately. She crying for help. Come, please, to help us. Adar start to say it. Carmel is in end, and Dad is all of his body is with holes. Carmel as well in the stomach. So what's happened that she say Carmel as well in the stomach, but Daddy is actually laying down in here to stop the bleeding. Regarding he got shot and he want to put some stress in the floor to stop the bleeding.
Yeah, pressure.
Pressure. Call anyone you can. And she just said for 5 times, you don't have... And what she didn't understand, that everyone in the same situation now. Everyone, no one can actually help, and everybody try to communicate with her when they are with the same situation. She said that she don't know if the tourists are inside or not anymore. Regarding, they already burned the house and they strike them. They already shoot on them. You hear that at the start? The medal? They started to shoot the medal. Come now, they're shooting us. They're shooting us now. She begged for help. Help us right now. They're throwing us 3 grenades. Please help
Now
us.
she's already injured,
She's already injured.
and she can speak like that.
Yeah. 13 years old. Adrenaline. That's it. This is
Is that what
adrenaline.
it is?
I love you. You hear that they are the shooting, right? She say, I love you. You can hear the shooting, and she start to say goodbye. They are here. They're shooting on us. We love you. We are barely alive in here. She choked from the smoke. We are dying. Come to save us. I cannot. We are all injured. They threw us 3 grenades. We are all smoked. You hear that Arabic?
Yeah.
They throw us grenades. I try to hold my bleeding in my leg. They're shooting on us through grenades. Mom and Carmel, they are injured everywhere. I don't know even what to do and how to stop it. They're shooting on us. I love you. We love you. Carmel, stay with us. Mom, stay with us. Don't die. Help us, we're injured all over body. Mom, you're hurting me. The Darsh says they shot all over my legs. She started to say the condition. He say, Mom, she is barely alive. She's going to die, I tell you. She screamed, she begged for help. She said, I am in the much fine condition comparing to everyone. They come back, she crying, they come back, help us. We cannot make it, they burning us. They burning us. Now ask for help. And then she say goodbye. I love you, we love you so much.
The hostages. Besides the fact, Shelli, that they attacked these places, they took hostages. It's kind of like in kidnapping. If you can kidnap, then you can hold them for ransom. Mm-hmm. And if it pays off, they're going to do it again.
Right.
And so I think it was 240 they took at the beginning. We went with the hostages. We met the hostages. They're in a kibbutz, a Billye. We're just walking in the street, and we meet some of the families. Now, everybody just can't go into Billye. We were very blessed to be able to get in there 2 different days. Not many people walking around amongst all of the bad things that happen. But we saw some families of the hostages. Number 56, we met these 2 people. I think it was her husband. Is that right, Shelli?
Yeah, that's her
a
husband
hostage,
on her shirt.
and his brother. So they're just, the hostage families are together, you know. And number 55, you can see a front-on shot of the people that they have, look at them, how gaunt and... Now, we went into Tel Aviv and we met with the hostage families. In a plaza in Tel Aviv, they've set up a headquarters, and they're counting the hours that their people have been held hostage. At the time we were there in number 41, PW 41, you'll see the time that they had been held hostage, and it was 63 days,
2
hours,
58
minutes. And 2 seconds past 63 days. 20 seconds past. So they're all set up around here. And some of the things we can see is a table, PW of 44. They've set up a table with a chair for every one of the hostages. And each one of them has their picture on it, and it has a table set in front of them, like for the babies, for instance. They have little toys and have their pictures there. So we stood behind them and we prayed. And 45 is another... another shot there. Then,
this represents a Shabbat meal.
This represents a Shabbat meal that they're missing from. Number 43, this man spoke to us. We were spoken to by several of the parents. And this is a girl named Moni, and she's
Romy.
18. Romy.
Romy. R-O-M-I.
R-O-M-I, Romy. How old was Romy? 18?
23.
23. And so her father told her story. She was one of the ones that was at that rave place, dance, whatever it was. And here we are, number 42, Terry, Shelli, their father, and me. And we stood there and we prayed with him. She has still not come home.
Right.
She's one of the ones that's still out there. And number 46, this is a little baby. Now, these... hostage families, of course, they're praying. Of course, we're praying with them. You can imagine how they are thinking, how things have been told. There's another area besides the area of the Hamas. Now, of course, the enemy here is Satan, but he's working down particularly through a nation, and that nation is Iran. And Iran is a Shia, and Hamas is Sunni. So Hamas is a terrorist group operating out of Gaza. Now, they're not of the same religious belief. They wouldn't even like each other except that they both hate Israel. Now, there's another group that has set up in Lebanon, and that's the Hezbollah. That's in the north. I'm having to show you some pictures from the youth group because on our PowerPoint we didn't have any late ones. Mm-hmm. And this is the youth group that tour that we took. The PLO under Yasser Arafat developed a state within a state in Jordan. He attempted a takeover of Jordan. King Hussein would have no part in it, and so they killed thousands and thousands of the Palestinians who revolted against the king of Jordan because they're not of the same people group. About 50% of Jordan is Palestinian. And so King Hussein killed thousands of them, Yasser Arafat's group, and they fled into South Lebanon. Mm-hmm. And when they went into South Lebanon, they literally tore up that beautiful nation. Yeah. That beautiful nation, Beirut, used to be the Switzerland of the Middle East. But they effected a Lebanon civil war, and southern Lebanon, then they literally took over. And southern Lebanon became, all of southern Lebanon became Hezbollah headquarters. Mm-hmm. Now, Hamas is really considered nothing to Iran. They just offer them up on the platter as a sacrifice. But Hezbollah is they're an army. They're well organized. They're way
far advanced
than Hamas. And the Hezbollah has thousands and thousands I don't know, by this time when this is on, Israel might have taken out the whole of Hezbollah. They need to take out the whole of Hezbollah. And so they had thousands and thousands of missiles and rockets all aimed at Israel. I always took my group to a place called Misgav-Am, which is like the fortress of the north. And these are from years ago, but I want to show them to you so that you can see what it was like at our vantage point. Number 49, 29, FW29. Here we are with a youth group a long time ago.
Yeah, 2006.
And our 2006, and they would explain to us that all over there is southern Lebanon, and all of those towns were taken over by Hezbollah. Number 30. In number 30, we stand here. The fence is the border, and then over there is southern Lebanon. And you see those villages. Now, those villages, on one floor, they would have a family. On another floor, it's loaded with missiles. And they're all aimed at Israel. Number 32, and you can see there's a Hezbollah yellow flag. But these windows on one floor, they don't have any. On one floor, the floor with the missiles, there's no glass. And it's also and we're talking hundreds of thousands of missiles now. Now, this is many years ago. They have also, since we've been going back lately, they've built a lot more of these houses. It's just peppered over with houses, all of them missile bases headed to Israel. Number 33, you can see, there's the fence. We're just over the fence from them. Now, all that has been built up now, but they fired on Misgav-Am. They took it out. Or fired upon it heavily, and Israel has wiped these places out now. This place is Misgav-Am was shelled, and the villages below, the tunnels were destroyed. There are now 300,000 displaced Israelis, 100,000. This is when we were there. When we were there in December, 100,000 from the north. And they, at that time, had been 100 days or so away from their homes. We went into, Shelli, Terry, and I, it was hard during the war. Now, see, this is March. We were there in December. So I don't know exactly how it is now, but I know in February, just before, we just finished February. We're making this pretty soon. This is not too late. And So they were displaced. Shelli, Terry, and I stayed in a hotel. It's hard to get a hotel room because the hotels have given their rooms over to the displaced people. Mm-hmm. And there we saw little children all running around. Mm-hmm. You had to watch out for a kiddie car that might run you down at the breakfast. And but the parents, they were...
Another thing, too, is when you eat breakfast with them every morning, you become a part of I don't know, I just felt like their adopted daughter or adopted grandmother.
You're right.
And you see faces, you associate with them.
Shelli and I stayed later after the tour and went earlier.
For 2 weeks, we were in one place. And I remember the day that a particular family heard from the government, you'll not be going back to your home. You can't go back to your home. Like, it's demolished. And just to experience the pain of hearing that news and being there to comfort them. But it's...
they have to take them out.
Because they said this, we're not going back to our home if our neighbor is Hamas or Hezbollah.
Hezbollah, particularly
the
that one.
The quality of life that we've experienced, we're not going to do that anymore. They've drawn a line in the sand.
They've drawn a line, and Israel, just forget pressure from the U.S. and do what you have to do and take them out. Shalom, shalom. We'll be right back. Shalom. You may think, these are some personal things you're showing. Maybe the people don't want it shown. They want it shown. That's why they ask us there. They ask us to be eyewitnesses. Even look at the world. Anti-Semitism out parading around against them. We're witnesses to the truth. They wanted us to come back, and they want us to tell you. Now, that's why we're building Migdal Arbel. That's to educate people. My people perish for lack of knowledge. Oh, I'm so sorry for those young people in the streets parading around on the side opposite God. And so we presented this to you. And we're very involved there. This Migdal Arbel is for Israel, but it's for particularly to take Christians, take them to Israel and give them a wonderful base of knowledge inside the Word of God. That's the only place you're going to get the truth. Bless the Lord. So the offerings for our past five broadcasts, and this is the fourth, are going to go to Migdal Arbel in the Galilee. And so when you make your donation, be sure you specify, because when the credit cards come in, they won't know unless you specified. When you send in, just put Migdal Arbel or Israel Project or just MA, which is like Ma. And we do work to the place. You can see if you watch that video from our very first broadcast, monies need to be spent fast. I mean, they are going fast, and the workers are working, and glory to God. We're going to be over there soon, and you'll come and be with us. Shalom. We'll see you next week.
Shalom.